Guys, today is May the 15th. We are 3 days away from the 40 days end of what? This April 8th eclipse. All right, I want to show you these because I'm going to be making a couple videos here. I went on the US debt clock and they completely took off their secret window. And I think it's because, okay, and I've been trying to put two and two together about this. It's because they no longer want people to look. They've already given enough warning, kind of like how a watchman does. Okay, so this says manifest greatness. All of these were from April and May. I'm showing you. So I want to show you guys these. All right, so there's a big X with the military. Or, well, actually, that's not the military. That is, I don't know if that's George Washington or whatever. But this is the manifestation of greatness. The X, okay? Once again, over the U.S. Okay, a new era. The new money. Old money. Look at this. Bear on demand. Okay, John F. Kennedy. And then artificial debt. Currency devaluation. Let me see. I didn't keep the dates on all of these. Some of them I actually have the dates. So, all right. These were the new ones that were on there. Now, if you're looking up, right side up, all of these deal with money or whatever. Okay. So this is the flat side down. Okay. The new dollar currency, which we know the assets, what's getting ready to happen is digital currency. Ooh, the great escape. Escape from what? Debt to wealth. Chuck-a-ching. Because they no longer want banks. The government wants to. There's going to be a one world system. All right, leave the old world behind. Look at this. All right, February. Okay, excuse me. That one was from February. Now, you can go on the debt clock and you click on where it has a big old X. You click it and it'll have every single one of these on there. Okay. Democracy is a threat to globalism. Useful idiot. Defund the Fed. Save the Republic. The fiat money reckoning. Look at this. Fake assets. Bill, note, and bonds. Real assets is in coins. Bitcoin. Digital currencies. Freedom of expression. I want to read to you why this is important, guys. Look at this. If you don't understand what all this means, I'm going to sit there and explain it to you. I wanted to show you there's quite a few. Oh, and this was my favorite. This is the newest one that they had on there on May 8th. Inflation is theft by another name. Look how much it went down. 1960, there was like nothing. It has gone up by 1,000% in 2024. And we are in completely debt. 1776. Isn't that when the Declaration of Independence? Yeah, that is. All right, a new earth. Behold, he cometh with cloud, and every eye will see him. Okay, the silver. Everything deals with money. Everything. You see that? Rising up. It's talking about. Oh, there you go. The Great Jubilee, debt and wealth transformation, wake up to a new reality, system reset, dun dun dun, and God wins. All right, that's what I wanted to show you. Now, I'm going to read to you guys about this. Paris, okay, will soon be off limits without a QR code. I'm going to read you this, okay? And it says, the French capital, Paris, will be split into zones this summer, with anyone wanting to enter certain areas required to show a pass on their phone. Special measures will be in place throughout the city as part of the increased security around the Olympic Games, which start in July. Is it a test run for future cities using a QR passcode? And what's that new movie? It wasn't Leave the World Behind. It was another movie where they had to go around with their phone and they weren't allowed to get into the city without it being scanned. And so people physically, their old phones, they couldn't even use. They had to buy a brand new phone from them. And anyone wishing to, oh, I already read that. Oh, no, anyone wishing to enter certain zones, including residents, will have to apply for a special pass jukes, which is games pass on a platform run by police. It mostly applies to people driving, but even pedestrians will need to show a QR code to enter an area called the gray zone around the river scene in the center where the opening ceremony will take place. Sounds like 15-minute cities to me. The codes will be checked at access points along the entrance to each zone, manned by officers. Applications for the passes open today, with people needing to upload various documents to be authorized. And after the official start of the games, this zone will be lifted, but drivers will still need to show their pass at the perimeters of the red and blue zones, which cover significant areas of the city, while gray zones will cover the exact areas where events are taken. This policy has echoes of the C-19 pass system during the pandemic, when many countries introduced the QR code passes stored on phone apps for people to prove that they have been JAB'd and access certain venues or transport. Okay, so what is the big deal about this, and why did I show you all this? Well, because this, I'm going to read one last thing and explain all of this to you. FDA preparing, this is by Zero Hedge, FDA preparing for possible bird flu spread among humans commissioner, and this came out yesterday at 7. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is preparing for a scenario in which the highly pathogenic avian influenza starts spreading among humans, the agency commissioner said on May 8th. This virus, like all viruses, is mutating. We need to continue to prepare for the possibility that it might jump to humans. Okay, so, all right, we know that there is the WHO meeting, right, from the 10th, and it's going to be presented by the 27th. And with Biden giving over sovereignty to the WHO, they are going to mandate this brand new system that is getting ready to come into play will start in June. Okay, now the QR codes and stuff deal with this, because that is why I said the first people who took the very first ones of these during the 19 pandemic, they're the ones that's not the mark of the beast. Now, this coincides absolutely with it, because you have to have proof. You have to have a passcode. You have to have the QR thing, and that deals with those who have been taken the juice. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? And then they're talking about this bird flu to be spread among humans, while all the while they're telling you not to buy certain foods, and they're recalling this and that and the other. All of this is part of their agenda. So many people have complied last time, they're going to comply again. Only this time they use a different term for it, and it's going to be the World Health Organization that owns all of this, and they're the ones that's going to be doing these mandates. So those who take this have to have some type of code in order to enter into certain regions, and they won't be able to buy, sell, trade. They won't be able to do anything that deals with the mark that gets forced. Okay, people say, oh, the mark is not forced. It is in a certain aspect. You are forced to either deny God and accept it, or you die. Or if you don't accept it, you die. That's what I was trying to say. Revelation 13:16. Cannot buy, sell, or trade without the mark. And we know that these ones that came out altered our DNA, or the people's DNAs. Okay? And the major thing about this, we know that God wins. And we have nothing to fear, because we're not going to be here for all this fruition. But we see the beast system that is officially into play. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. Why would they put that on there like that? And then the Simpsons predictions and all of this is talking about debt to wealth. And we know that money's not going to have any value, and they've already got their digital currency system that's down. And as of yesterday, the United States was done. And Russia won't shoot a complete nuke to destroy America, which I still believe that they're going to. They don't have to, is what I'm saying. They'll do it financially. And they started that today because in February at Walmart, they started seeing the writing on the wall, and they sold off 8.5 million shares of their stock. So scanning on what just happened, Putin was elected again, and he is replacing his defense minister today with a new guy who was the economic minister. There's a reason for this, to end American dollar dominance, right? And so we have Russia, India, Iran entered into an economic pact today, and we all know that China is along there somewhere because they run us. But they're finalizing their plan of using the Red Sea for their shipping to their partners, including Central Asia. So there's going to be no more use for the Suez Canal for shipping, or even U.S. particular ports that are U.S. friendly. So many folks in the United States are going to say, oh, they're not worried about this. All this is small stuff. Well, they're wrong, because the dollar's completely collapsing. And so the U.S. will lead Western sanctions, and so no more will the U.S. lead Western sanctions, okay, and hurt them anymore. So they're going to use a financial system backed by gold. But this is the key of their action, and explains a little why Putin is replacing defense minister with his economic minister. So they're going digital, and the Western countries can't touch Russia or their partners. And Putin knows this will destroy America without firing a shot. And then Walmart, they already knew, because they started pulling out early. They started closing their stores and turned them into FEMA camps that we have been seeing. And that's why they did what they did, to save their butts, because America's done, and Russia just sent a death blow on America. So we need to keep an eye on the stock markets, okay? Because Western countries can feed off each other, but not for very long. And the strain will start slowing them down. And so we know that the funding for the Ukraine war that has happened sucked the life out of many Western countries. And so they are so desperate to win, but they won't, because this beast system that's coming into play with the digital dollar currency, it's done. So this will be, okay, that we see the slowdown in many sectors of the manufacturing companies, the ports, our food, our supplies industry. And that is where's this one at? Right there is going to happen. All right. And then this is going to be the persecution of many Christians who have lived comfortably for many years, because we know that inflation is going to rise. And a lot of people are not going to understand, well, they're going out on what? They're going out partying, they're buying yachts and all this stuff, and they're getting themselves in debt. They've not stocked up. They haven't prepared for this inflation that's going to happen. And what's getting ready to happen, it's going to be another lockdown, only it's going to be permanent without the mark. Okay? And that is why system is crashing and everything, and why inflation's so high, and why they're trying to get you to not kill deer and eat it, and not eat eggs and chicken and all that. They're making any excuse to destroy America, and that's why they're having a rise of our food intake. And that's why when FEMA comes along and they're going to be able to ration it out, but it's only going to be to those who participate in their new pandemic, which we know is the QR code, and also known as the JAB connection. So in a few days ago, okay, they said, what the heck is up with the weather? Because I still have not planted my garden. It has been raining nonstop. It's beautiful. We had 2 nice days, and we was able to get a lot of our landscaping done, but that was it. I couldn't get my garden going. I had to clean everything up where the chickens was and all that. Okay. And then many Christians just can't connect the dots on what is happening. They believe this is just going to keep going and going and going. And so we have Russia and the BRIC nations that will also lead into the digital economy. Other Western nations already see this and are preparing their entry into it, and America will implode just like Venezuela. And so these young folks don't have a clue is what's going on and what they're about to witness. And then today we seen the oil spill over Galveston, Texas. And we know that oil is extremely essential and makes a big deal about our gas. And so let's see. Nope. My next video, I'm going to talk about this other stuff. Yep, but first I'm going to read this. Okay. B&O News. Justin, barge hits Pelican Island Bridge in Galveston, Texas, causing railway to collapse. And this is a chemical leaking from the barge that slammed from Pelican Island Causeway. Like I said, they're going to contaminate the water supply. They're already trying with the food. So, folks, this is only the beginning, and we are 3 days away from the 40-day ending, and we've already seen a lot that has happened, a lot that's manifested. So I'll be back with another important video. See you there in the air. God bless.